Okay, welcome back, folks. Sorry about that little detour about bitmaps. Now we are going to come in on runtime variables. Runtime variables is basically the same thing as a compiler variable up here, but they are resolved when you click on when the setup is run. So by default, they've got a couple of these here, but there are actually a ton of them built in. And what you can do with this is, so let's say you wanted to capture the user's name, company, and a serial number. There are built-in variables for this that you could use. Actually, no, let's do this. Let's say you wanted to capture, say, the user's zip code. I don't know why you'd do that during the installation, but you could. And what you do, and then you want to use that zip code somewhere else. So what you do is you define a runtime variable, say %zip code %, and then a dialog box would pop up in your installation as the user was going through it that asked for the zip code. He or she would plug it in, and then %zip code % would be set to whatever the user plugged in if you set up your dialog box correctly. And then what would happen is you could then write that zip code out to a text file or the registry, or send that off to a web server somewhere, or do all manner of other things with that. And you could use that in, say, another area of like your installer to determine, so if zip code equals 12345, give this, do this or do that, else do the other. If zip code is blank, display an error message. So variables, runtime variables, are really, really powerful things, and you'll see them used a lot. And we'll actually use a few of them when we go and define our dialogues. So I will get off your screen, and we're actually going to be talking next about features. Why features? Because I never use web deployment, and I never use the releases section. Didn't say this was going to be a complete tutorial. It was only going to be about building this setup package. So I'll see you in the next one when we talk about features.